Our dogs are communicating, I reckon.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. It's the witching hour. She's in play mode.
She is in play mode. She just had dinner. And so there's an immediate, like almost instantaneous between eat kibble, get energy burst. So
dogs are just weirdly like so glued to their routine. You know, like I'm always impressed that. I mean, Pepsi can't read a clock. I think I haven't actually.
We don't actually know. Yeah,
I assume that she can't read.
She can only read it digital, but she can't do analog.
Digital, yeah. And only 24-hour time for some reason. Yeah. But she always knows.
Ex-military, right?
She always seems to know when it's 5 p.m. You know, it's like their body clock is impressive.
They definitely harass if you break the routine. Like if it gets to 5 o'clock and she hasn't had a walk, Goose will come and like stand on me until I get up and take for a walk.
Yeah.
Like they definitely have expectations. You can't be like, it's a Sunday, I'm sleeping in, you know, like there's a real lack of appreciation. Yeah.
And forget about like being hungover on a Sunday. They're like, what the fuck? You late. You lazy.
You're the one who mixed gin and beer. Like that's on you, babe. Yeah.
Oh, so we're just not going to do anything today. That's the look of it.
Exactly. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. It sounds like we're probably both a bit tired.
Yeah, I'm a little bit.
What's wrong with you? Why are you tired?
Well, nothing's wrong with me actually. I've had a really nice day. I just got up at like 6:45 in the morning because the Sinking City 2, which is the game that I've been working on for 3 years, had a trailer in an international showcase. So I got up to watch it play out. And off the back of that, we announced the release date of August 18th, and there was a demo that went live. So I was watching people, you know, of the public have their first hands-on experience with it. And it's been really cool. So I've just been watching people play our game finally. It's only a couple of months now till the whole thing will be out.
Pop the trailer in the... is the trailer public?
Yeah, I can put the YouTube link into the chapter notes.
You're swimming in games at the moment.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, these are slow-moving projects that takes many years, and as it happens, this year is one in which we're having stuff come out. But yeah, it's just been really cool. So I've literally just been like sitting on the couch for a few hours watching random people on Twitch play it and watching YouTube, you know, videos go up and first impressions and things, and just appreciating the fact that people are enjoying it. It's
good on you.
It's you know, narcissistic, but it's good fun to sort of get the validation after all this time.
How is that? That's not narcissistic. If that's narcissistic, then I got some real problems. How about those Dua Lipa wedding photos, dude?
Oh, you're gonna have to tell me. I haven't been following her wedding.
Bullshit.
Is that why you're tired today? Because you were at her wedding?
I wasn't at her wedding. Are you kidding? I would have loved to have been at the wedding. She had a plate full of cigarettes for people. Oh,
she had a plate full of cigarettes.
Yeah, like on a nice tray,
like a charcuterie.
Yeah, I thought it was a gorgeous touch. Very classy. It's like how rich people how they indulge in kind of those activities as like a kind of a whimsical thing. You know, it's not like no one, like I'm sure there are people who are addicted to smoking, but they're like, it's kind of a, you know, it's kind of a gimmick for the elite, you know, like let's do what the poor people do because they can't help it.
Was there a butler there with a lighter to light anyone who partook?
You'd bloody hope so. With
gloves, white gloves.
Oh, I'd love a white glove. Actually, you know how that was a job where people would stand in the toilets and dry your hands or whatever.
Yeah. Or like offer
I'm glad that's not a thing anymore. Not because that's a terrible job to have, but because it's just another opportunity for an awkward moment in the bathroom.
If anything, that's like an even higher awkwardness threshold than a lot of interactions you could have in public. Like a toilet interaction has got to be a higher risk situation than like at a restaurant or something, you know?
Yeah. No, but Dua looked incredible. She wore a giant hat, which I thought was a bit of a choice.
Who did she marry?
the guy that's probably going to be the new James Bond,
Oh,
Callum Turner.
Callum Turner?
Yeah, he hasn't been in much.
Name's
He was
not
in that
familiar.
Eternity movie that with Miles Teller and the Olsen chick.
Oh, I know that guy's face.
Yeah, I reckon he's got Bond energy. And he's a straight
Okay.
white man. Yeah, anyway, so shout out to Dua. Congratulations. If you're listening. We're
I
happy
assume
for
she
you.
is. Yeah. But is there a little part of you that hopes that it ends poorly so that there's still a chance out there?
I am actively praying for it to end.
Congrats, we're happy for you. I'm actively praying for it to end.
I don't want it to last.
Welcome to Deep Thought, everybody. This is a podcast in which we talk about the events of the past fortnight, not just week, 2 weeks, and we discuss it through a lens of exciting anecdotes and straight white male opinion. And
Hell
also
yeah.
me. Sitting through the internet with me this week, my friend Michael. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. My name's Nick. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all. I have a question straight off the bat.
Yes, please.
We, in our last podcast, there was some discussion about birthdays. There were some discussions about missed phone calls. And I'm just going to say there was a little bit of heat laid on a certain regular listener. And I am just checking in. I want to know if there's any follow-ups to what I would probably tastefully described as some bombs that were dropped in the last...
Did he
last
reach out? He
episode.
reached out to you, didn't he?
He has not reached out to me.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have to do this. Yes, I have a correction to make. I spoke to Casper on the phone on Friday night, and he hadn't listened to the episode. He claims.
Oh.
Who can tell? But I told him that he got lit up, so he should probably listen to the episode. And he was like, "What about?" And I said, "Well, I explained to him that he didn't call or message on my birthday, and his birthday's the day after. So I thought I'd get in very early when I went to bed at 5 a.m. and send him the first birthday message on his birthday as a kind of vengeful, spiteful kind of wish." And it turns out that I've been messaging someone else every year on his birthday. Because
Messaging? You said that you called him.
No, I didn't say that I called him. I said I messaged him first because it was 5 a.m. But
I know that you said that, but I swear that you said that there was like a phone call exchanged every... Or was it Casper that calls you?
Casper
on
usually
your
calls me on my birthday.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you never called him.
No, because then what are we going to... He's going to call me. We're going to have a birthday chat on the Saturday and then another one tomorrow. Like, that's too much.
Yeah, when
I
someone
said
else
to
is the
him-
center of attention, you're not interested.
Well, I mean, we can cover both. I said we can alternate every year, but doing 2 birthday calls back to back is insane for grown men to do.
Okay, so
Anyway.
you discovered that you've actually been texting someone the wrong number? Is that what you're saying?
So on people's birthday, when I sent them a birthday message, I like to send it on to their phone, not on Messenger. I don't know why, but I just think it
special.
slightly elevates it a little bit. It's slightly more
Yeah.
meaningful.
And
I
you
don't
like to use the iMessage confetti.
exactly. So yeah. Anyway, it turns out I've been messaging his old number for the past few years. He went back to New Zealand a couple of years ago, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and I've just been saying delivered, and he went and checked his phone, and I read out the number that I've been messaging, and he was like, "That's my old number. Someone else has got that number now." So I not only have I just been wishing some stranger a happy birthday on not their birthday, probably statistically.
Statistically, yeah.
Although it would be amazing if it was.
Maybe that's why you didn't hear anything, because he's like, oh, that's very nice to get that message.
I mean, I've also sent him other messages that are not as pleasant or kosher, shall we say. So there's that. And then also, then I kind of lit him up when the mistake was mine. So I guess I'll officially apologize.
Wow. That's a twist ending that I genuinely didn't know I was setting up. That's
I didn't know that was coming.
So,
I
but
didn't know
he
it was
still
coming.
didn't call you.
I mean,
Is that
he
right?
did. Yeah, he still didn't. No, he did actually message me though, but I thought it was because he was responding to my text message. But he messaged me
Cold.
on Messenger.
Yeah.
And I thought he was responding to that, and I said last step that I was leaving him on red intentionally.
Yeah.
So from his perspective, I just
He said
completely
you were-
blanked him on his birthday.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm not sure you come out looking great in this story, Michael.
No, I don't. But I think the apology was pretty big of me.
Okay. But that was
that?
big of you. Yeah. It's more than I've ever got.
Yeah. Hang in there.
Oh, well, I'm glad I asked.
So I've got a few bits and bobs for you here.
Yeah,
Nicky.
please.
Dua Lipa Wedding, we've done that.
Just tick that off the list.
What have we got? Well, first of all, this will be the last week that I mentioned Boards of Canada, but the Boards of Canada album came out in the time since we last recorded, and my God, it's incredible. I'm in love. I'm in love, Nick. I'm in love.
Would you say they're on fire?
Their sex is on fire.
Inferno.
That's for sure.
It was an Inferno reference.
Yeah, I know that, and I took it to Kings of
That's
Leon
the name
Place
of
for some reason.
That's the name of the album.
Yeah, good call. Anyway, it's just if you haven't listened to it, if you have any inclination to listen to it, it's just fucking awesome. Headphone listen. It's a solitary listen. I'm glad I didn't go to that listening party because this is not an album that I would have.
This is not one for in public.
No, it's private.
You want to know
experience.
the nicest thing I did for you this week?
You bought me a signed vinyl record of Inferno.
I went to the listening party. I flew to Melbourne. No, I told Dad to listen to it because I knew that you would listen to it, and I knew that you would appreciate that if he listened to it. So I told him to listen to it.
Wow, do you reckon he would have? It's a bit out there.
Yeah, last night. I don't know what he thought of it. I haven't heard.
Well, just quickly on that, because I messaged your dad. I messaged your dad on his birthday. Speaking of birthday messages, still, I message him. I message him every year. Every year, I checked. I haven't missed a year since 2019, I think.
That's good
When
consistency.
When I message your dad, sporadically throughout the year, maybe 3 or 4 times a year. When I sent him a happy birthday message this year, he replied the next day saying, it seemed like he didn't know who had messaged him. He was like, I think he took ages to respond, and his response was like, "Oh, that Michael," something like that. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
He might have just been trolling you. But also, a next day response is not unusual. He's not super on top of, like, even the family chat. He's not super on top of our messenger messages.
Yeah. No,
so I wouldn't be too hurt by that.
Well, it was a good bit. If it was a good bit. If it was a bit. Anyway, Boards Canada, check it out. Great album.
Favorite song? Father and
Son. Father and Son is so sick. And I've been. Hey, you gave it a full listen?
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing.
A lot of the samples that they use, I've been going into on YouTube. People have put together where they're from, and a lot of them are from like kind of religious kind of videos from the 80s and stuff, and like, you get to see where how it's been chopped up from the original. It's very.
How do people
cool.
identify that kind of stuff?
What do you mean?
How do you reverse engineer a sample? Like, find it in a musical song and then go look it up. Like, is it listed in the credits somewhere, or people just do an audio search through YouTube, or how do you do that?
That's a good question. I don't think it's listed in the credits. There must be some program online that you can kind of...
I mean, you have to pay for a sample, right? So somewhere someone has been notified that a piece of audio has been used, right? Like that's why.
I don't know about that. A lot of their stuff is is in the public domain.
Sure,
And
if it's public
especially,
domain, that's different.
Also, if it's religious kind of informational videos, and also if you affect it enough, you can kind of get away with it there. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Church of Baloney is going to come after Boards of Canada for.
Well, probably not the Church of Baloney.
Are they
They're
done?
big. No. They're just big ambient music heads. So they're sort of famously into that kind of genre anyway.
Interesting. Didn't know that about the
Church of Baloney.
Balonians.
Cobs.
All right. So I've got. Well, we talked.
I have
earlier.
a weird news for what it's worth. That's the only real thing I've got on my list here.
Done. Perfect. We spoke earlier this week, I think, about the aliens.gov fucking hoax that the White House has played.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they doing?
So for anyone who doesn't know, the Trump White House put out a updated website. Oh my God. Goose keeps stealing things. I don't know if you see it in the back of the shop, but she keeps taking things out of the cupboard and running out.
Yeah, she's got like a sack full of jewels, it looks like.
She does. And like a large white sack with like a dollar sign on the outside.
Yeah, why is she wearing a balaclava?
So the Trump White House put up a website which is aliens.gov, and their typeface and their aesthetic and everything is very like Area 51, hidden coded.
On the website homepage it says they work among us.
They
in
walk
like neon
among
green
us.
kind of.
Yeah, it's all very like conspiracy coded. And of course, this is an area in which there's a lot of interest in some of the right wing circles about, exposing the truth. What's the government hidden?
And censorship.
All of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then as you keep reading, it becomes clear that it is trolling you, and it's actually about illegal aliens, immigrants, unverified migrants to America. And the people that walk among us are undocumented. And it's all a bait and switch to try and rile up the base.
Get money for ice.
Get money for ice, that kind of thing.
They've certainly riled up the base. Like first of all, they also said that they're in the process of releasing these UFO files. So it's come at that time. So
because it is actually something they're actually doing. Like that's why it's so weird.
It's so weird. It's shit. It's shitty behavior on quite a few levels. From a PR perspective, or just from a political strategy perspective, I don't really know what they plan to get at it. Like, did they think everyone would be like, like we like the joke? People, let me tell you, I've got a toe in this kind of arena, the UFO arena. These people care about this topic a lot. Like, it's everything to a lot of people. And I mean, if you were someone who believed that aliens had visited Earth and had contact with the government, then it makes total sense that this is the biggest scoop news of all time.
Yeah.
And to do a little prank, a little switch, a little what is it?
It's too cute by half. It's like it's them trying to be clever, but really, I mean, it's on one hand extremely expensive. For anyone on the left or even center is going to be disgusted by the thing. But then if you're on the right and you're theoretically an ally or theoretically part of the base, you're also going to be pissed off because it's not about the thing that you care about there either.
No.
So it's like a lose-lose.
Saying,
it's so ridiculous.
It's like pranking someone saying, "Oh, your mum's dead." What? Oh my god! Nah, she's not. Like it's got that same feeling. So I don't know what they're playing at, but I don't care for it. Don't like it.
I don't care for it.
Just another reason to hate these nerds.
What was the thing I was going to say? The Lincoln Pool thing amused me this this week.
Lincoln
The stuff
Pool.
that the memorial, is it? Yeah, Lincoln Memorial Pool in front of or in Washington. Like Trump is spiraling. He's clearly degenerating as we're seeing in front of our eyes. But his focus at the moment is now on the fact that there's a pool that is taller than a skyscrapers would be if you put it vertical. It's just one of those ludicrous things that, like, you think you've hit the bottom of dumbness.
Oh, it's just so out of touch. Did you see the Ivanka thing about bragging about how they're going to buy this island in what was it, Albania, and all these all the locals are protesting? You haven't seen this?
I haven't seen that. I saw something about golf courses. Is that the same place or is that a different place?
No. She gave an interview on some podcast this week, and she said she was bragging about her and Jared were swimming in the Mediterranean, and they saw this island, and they thought, "Oh, this is just a magical place. You know, we're going to buy this island, and we're going to build luxury hotels over it." And she's like, it's talking about how it's her passion project and how it's such a beautiful part of the world. Meanwhile, there are actively protests from locals, demanding that this doesn't go ahead. Yeah, it's just so out of touch, like with all the corruption stuff that is happening with her family and her and Jared and fucking as the go-to guy for this war in Iran. I don't know bragging,
that he's devoting his entire attention to that issue.
Well, he's at the table for all of these negotiations.
Well, but is he actively?
He's not technically employed. He is. Yeah, he's not actively employed by the government, but he is very much a part of these negotiations. And anyway, the whole, it's just I don't like the Trump is good at media, or has been. But I do think he is losing his grip on. I think his instincts might be slipping, and I think that was part of his strengths in the past.
Yeah. Well, it seems like he's just getting exhausted. Like he's falling asleep all the time. So whatever drove him or motivated him historically doesn't seem to be working as effectively these days.
Yeah. Like what? Just fucking go. Why not just live by the beach in Florida? Why not do that? It's because he's an animal. I do think he is an animal in the same way that a tiger, sees prey and it just instinctively runs towards it. I think he is just built to just grab and destroy and conquer. Like that's his programming, and we don't really see a lot of those people in the world. But yeah, I don't think he knows how to do anything else really.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Can't see him relaxing.
Weirdly, that prompted a different train of thought. I don't know if you had any more you wanted to say on that, but
no.
The tangent here for me is, did you pay any attention to the enhanced games, which was this last couple of weeks? And the train of thought there was like, well, he could really use some drugs to improve himself. And speaking of, we talked about the enhanced games when it was first announced a couple of years ago. For anyone who isn't paying attention, this was the Olympics, but you can do steroids, basically.
We did an episode called Meth Olympiad, I think.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. I'm wondering, A, did you watch anything? And B, with the passage of time, have you had any interest? What's your opinion on this? My memory of it, and to be fair, it was a few years ago now, was that you were kind of into it.
Well, I don't really care about these. I don't care about the Olympics at all. So anything that brings a little spice to that, I'm all for, including meth.
I don't know, to be fair, that they were doing meth, but I suppose they could be. They're not checking.
LSD, like a 100-meter sprint on LSD. Everyone's on acid. Amazing. I'd watch that for sure.
To be fair, that does sound entertaining.
You didn't watch in different directions.
Or they're just sitting down on the track and it's like a 45-minute event.
They sit in a circle.
Yeah, someone's got a guitar.
Someone's got a guitar. Just strapped to. They all start at the blocks, but the commentators are like, and in the number 3 lane, I think he's got a guitar on the back.
He's like so just funny. Tuning up, just boom, 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 boom. Just preparing before the sprint.
The guy with the starting guns is like, do you want me to do this?
I mean, the starting gun, and then every competitor just flinches and just like ducks on. They all run the opposite direction.
I think we've established that this is a much better alternative to the regular Olympics.
The thing that I thought was interesting, and I didn't follow too closely, but the pitch of these games was where we're unlocking the full human potential, right? Like, there's an arbitrary limit in the sense that the normal Olympics has an even playing field, but technically the human body could be capable of more, right? If we juiced it up. And the argument was like, let's see how far the human body can go, right? Like, this is the biggest and best and strongest that humanity's ever achieved. The interesting thing coming out of it is I'm pretty sure that there weren't many, if any, world records broken at the Enhanced Games. And I found that an interesting takeaway. You know, if the pitch is, you know, let's get these guys on the gear and then see what's capable. It turns out very few seem to be capable of breaking the standard world records.
Do they need to work out, maybe because it's the first one, they're kind of like working out what are the best drugs to use? Like, maybe we'll see those records starting to be smashed in a few years once they work out the science of the enhancement.
Yeah, I mean, I think perhaps one of the other questions is, if you are a Olympic level athlete and you're interested in this game and you have a chance of the full glory of an Olympic medal, say, and you've been working towards this. And also the Enhanced Games is relatively new, so there's only so many years of preparation you could have put towards it.
Right.
If you're at that Olympic level, then you probably, I think, still want to aim for an Olympic medal. So perhaps the only people that are going to be interested in the Enhanced Games are actually people who are over the peak of their career, right? Where they think already naturally they may not be, they're on the downslope, you know, either through age or injury or fitness or whatever. They might not be able to get up to that top tier again, say.
And it might not have like in the athlete community, like a great reputation because it's not pure. So it's like what you do when you can't do anything else.
Yeah. So perhaps actually what we're seeing is, because there aren't these world records, maybe it's because the competitors are actually slightly older, slightly weaker, slightly, you know, more injury prone, slightly lesser than the best of the Olympics. And so even with the boost of enhancement, we didn't see changes to the world records. Now, I've just looked it up. There was one world record. A Greek swimmer, Christian Gokolomev, swam a 20.81 second 50-meter freestyle, which is 0.07 seconds quicker than the time set by Australian Cameron McAvoy in March. But, you know, the record won't count officially, given he was wearing a special skin suit that's outlawed in elite sport, and he was also doping.
I wonder if this could potentially be in the future, an opportunity for, you know, to invite trans athletes into the same arena and just say, all right, you can do as many drugs as you want and everyone competes. There's no, it's unisex events.
Yeah. I mean, I'm reading through the summary here as well. It does seem a little bit like school sports day rules here. There was a Canadian, Bodhi Santavi, failed to lift more than the world snatch record on his 3 permitted lifts, But then the PA system piped up and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a surprise for you. We're going to give him one more chance." So they really just wanted this guy to break the record. And apparently that meant breaking the rules of you only get 3 attempts as well. So I don't know. It feels a little bit like they were desperate for some success here and didn't quite get there.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, yeah. Are people interested? Is this getting views? Like, are people into it?
I don't know. I think it was like YouTube.
Okay.
I'm not sure where it was
on
broadcast
YouTube in the future.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll be curious to see, if this sticks around for a few more years, and then it does become, not a universal off-ramp, but a more popular off-ramp after the Olympics. And, as I'm saying, as you get to the end of a professional career, maybe we'll start to see a little bit more of a planning for it, like people who at that turning point to start doping and see where they can get as they approach the end. So maybe you do start to have like some interesting results in future years, but yeah, it seems like a bit of a whiff on the first attempt at least.
Kind of a loose segue here, but kind of speaking of, transitioning into new areas. I wanted to ask you.
Did you say I've got a segue here? But speaking of transitioning into new areas, is that that was your segue?
It was a meta.
It's quite meta
segue, yeah. I wanted to ask. We've talked about AI and the job stuff quite a lot, so
yeah,
we don't need to go over that too much. But I had a thought this week that I want to ask you. That do you think that there's a possibility that there is hope for the humanities, the humanities subjects, in higher education and outside of it, in the new AI age that we're going into? It wasn't too long ago that people were told, learn to code. That was a big thing. That was like a year or two ago. Everyone was saying, learn to code.
Yeah, maybe 5-10 years ago. Yeah.
I don't think it was 10 years ago. I think it was.
It was. I remember it was a topic of conversation back when I was still at uni.
Okay, but it became like a social media
it did
hashtag
become a thing, yeah,
a couple of years ago. And that advice had a very short shelf life, didn't it? Like, it's kind of interesting when you think back on that. But I wonder in the new AI world, if it will give rise to the humanities, the subjects that everyone was told when we were growing up that were a waste of time, like they're never going to get you a job, like arts or philosophy or literature and stuff. So as
anthropology,
that's more of a science. It's kind of in between.
Okay,
it's a transition, if you will. But yeah, as
transitions,
do you think humanity will start to value these areas and subjects because they are uniquely and distinctly human in a world that is dominated by AI or LLMs? What do you think?
I do think that there is definitely going to be a call for and a branding opportunity, if you like, for made by humans. I think inevitably AI will replace some tasks, but I think it is clear at this stage that the general population interest in AI work is relatively low.
That could all change, though. I think it's too early.
It could change, but
read the sentiment.
Yeah, I think that there is, though, a flavor to AI created content that some people dislike, and I think, as you say, being able to point to human creation stuff is going to be sort of a badge of honor. I don't know if that necessarily means that it's going to suddenly be this career path that it wasn't before, but I think that there will still be a subset of people that desire that kind of work.
Yeah, I guess maybe I was just got a kind of a wave of optimism when I thought about this, but I just think, I think like philosophy and the arts and even literature. I mean, these are a lot of, maybe 90% of the world could potentially be done by AI in in 100 years when AI gets really good, you can see with that happening. And those subjects though, they're nothing if they're not made from a human. So I guess I just wondered if
it's literally the humanities, right? Like it's in the name.
It's not the robot entities, is it?
Probably because it doesn't sound very good to say.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah. It's interesting. I saw some commentary this week, and I can't remember who made this analogy, but they were talking about how, as a sales pitch, this industry, the AI industry, the tech industry, has really just fucked it up in terms of trying to convince the average person why they should want and need AI in their day-to-day life, right? Because it's everywhere now. It's in your inbox. It's in Microsoft Word. It's on your phone. It's like you're trying to send something in Facebook, and it's every button now has an AI thing on it.
Yeah.
And it's not very popular, right? Like people have it everywhere, but they're not using it at very high stakes. And in fact, it's so unpopular that people are protesting against data centers being built in their communities, right?
Yeah.
And historically, tech investment and infrastructure and stuff was sort of sought after by the city. But you didn't have, NIMBY sort of activism about it to the same extent that you do for this stuff now. And so as a marketing exercise, as a industry revolution, they've done a terrible job of selling it. And the analogy that I saw someone use was, it's like if they invented the automobile, the car, right? And introduced it by driving up your driveway over the family dog back and forth a couple of times and try to convince the family that they should have a car by killing your pet. They've just fucked up this sales pitch so badly. And when you think about recent technological milestones, right? You think about the introduction of the iPhone. Everyone wanted an iPhone. Everyone got why it was so much better. Everyone saw the future in it, right?
Yeah.
You think about social media. Everyone wanted to be on social media because you got it. You understood the appeal of, I can see my friends.
It had direct
I can share
value
my media.
to your life.
It had something. And the AI thing, for the trillions and trillions of dollars that's been spent on it, they've just fucked up the sales pitch because no one has effectively told you why you want to use it. Now, there are niche cases, and I know that if you're a coder or a developer, there are applications for LLMs. I know if you want to do some, text editing, it can be efficient, right? But I think as a broad prospect, they've really just failed at this basic pitch of like, why do I want this?
Yeah, I think, first of all, there's the tech bro oligarchs are just very unlikable people in public, so it's very easy to hate them. But it's also because all these companies are in a race, in a competition with each other to put out the new technology that they're putting it out before it's while it's still clunky, because it's like 80% there, and just put it out, and so people are finding those clunky spots and being like, well, this is not, it's kind of like, Siri. It's like, do people use Siri at the start? Like she wouldn't understand you. So you'd be like, well, you tried a few times, and you'd be like, well, what, I'm not going to keep going. That's probably not going to last. I think when people start seeing when AI gets to where it needs to be properly, and people start seeing that integration really benefiting their day to day, I think that sentiment will turn pretty quickly. You'll still have
tricky though. That is tricky because to touch on two things you say there. Like, I use Siri for adding things to my grocery shopping list, and that's about it. It's just not very capable, right? The flip side,
She has gotten better. It
has gotten better.
It's good for cooking, especially.
Yeah, the number of times, though, that I want to say, like, play this song from this artist, from this album, and it fucks up and it plays something wrong, or it plays something in a different place, it's so frustrating. So you have that thing where it's like, if you keep burning the bridge, people aren't going to try it, right?
Yeah.
But the flip of that is Apple Maps, right? When Apple Maps came out, it was really bad, But Apple Maps today is great. I use Apple Maps by default. I prefer
Over
it
Google.
to Google Maps, genuinely.
Why is
I
that?
prefer it in terms of readability. I find it has the same quality of guidance in terms of live traffic, avoiding congestion and potential routes to take. I find it as good, and I like the readability of it better. So I genuinely default to Apple Maps. But it is still, 12 years later, the running joke is like, oh my God, imagine using Apple Maps, it'll drive you off into the ocean or, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's because the first impression was so bad, and people, once you burn the bridge, people aren't going to go back and give it another chance, right? Even though they could totally see, a night and day difference. So it is actually very hard to make a second first impression, unless you completely rename the product. So you're probably right. I mean, you are already right that AI as a technology has gotten markedly better over every generation over the past 5 years or whatever it's been. But at the same time, if you have burnt some audience by like pushing all these shitty buttons into every app, and when you click it, it does something you don't care about or don't want or doesn't do it very well, then I think there probably is going to be some subset of the market that is just never going to click those buttons again.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether it suddenly works.
I guess part of the blame here is companies as well. A lot of companies, you don't really have an office job, so you probably don't experience this as much, but companies, in my experience, are very eager to jump on the AI thing. Like every office, in Australia and around the world is keen to
having those conversations.
Incorporate. Oh, we're going to have an introduction day on Copilot or whatever they're using. They want to seem ahead of being progressive in that sense, and they're very eager to do it, and that's partly why we're maybe seeing this clunkiness appear, is because the tech guys running the AI itself are pushing it out a bit too early. The companies who are buying that product are pushing it out, so everyone's a bit too eager. And you said with the iPhone, it's a great example because Apple waited until it had the
perfect product to debut. Yeah.
They knew that they were sitting on a world-changing item in the iPhone, and there weren't people tried to replicate. All the other phone companies after the iPhone were like, oh shit, they were caught off guard.
It was immediately obviously the future.
They were like, oh shit, we have to do this now, and we weren't thinking about it. So I guess that's the change.
It was so much the future, actually, that like other CEOs for companies, they're on record here saying that they assumed it was fake, that it couldn't be done, that there's no way that they could have achieved like a computer in the pocket like it was. That's the perfect example. And it's not here to glorify Apple, because Apple has fucked up its AI integration stuff, and the Siri stuff is terrible and everything. But at the modus operandi of Apple is not to ship technology, but to ship a product. And if there isn't a product, if there isn't a purpose, or if it's not solving something for people, they don't ship it. They don't just develop something just for the sake of having the technology out there. Right. And that's the AI flaw, I think, is that a lot of these companies have been shipping pins and glasses, and there was you wouldn't have followed it, but there was like a thing that shot a laser onto your hand so that you could like read temperature without having your phone. Like, it's just all these really weird implementations of things that are not solving any problem. And it's like, okay, you've got an idea and you've got a technology, but it doesn't do anything yet. And if it doesn't do a thing that matters to people, then they're not going to care.
Yeah, I mean, I said to you before, the AirPods that you told me to buy, it's the best thing I've ever purchased. It has the amount of value that I have gotten out of my AirPods is just unbelievable. How it integrates with all my other stuff. I'm amazed.
It's magic,
Apple. That's another example of where Apple is like, Apple could be a Fortune 500 company just selling AirPods. Like a lot. That's an amazing product, and yet they've changed the course of the world. I mean, we should say like Tim Cook's just retired, and I know his legacy's been slightly tarnished somewhat with the Trump groveling, but he will go down as one of the great CEOs of all time. What he's done for Apple,
undoubtedly,
incredible stuff.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that actually is that rather than the new guy that's taking over for Apple is a guy called John Turnus, and he's a hardware guy. Tim Cook was never a hardware guy and basically just let the hardware people do the hardware stuff.
Yeah.
He was a logistics guy. He was an operations manager, right? So his genius was making sure that they could ship 25 million iPhones every September, like a metronome. They always hit these targets at a logistical scale that is really, truly unfathomable in terms of like the Chinese manufacturing side of things, international shipping, like the crazy logistics level of it. That's where he was a savant, but he didn't do the hardware stuff. Yeah. And then he fell into a couple of like gigantic problems. The first was COVID, and then the second one was Trump. And he had this like poison chalice, right, of being the guy that has to go sweet talk the dictator. And the really interesting thing about this succession that they've announced is John Turnus is going to come in September, and he's going to be the new CEO, and he's going to lead with a hardware focus and will no doubt succeed at that because they're on such a roll. But Tim Cook is staying around on the board and will continue to do the Trump ass kissing. So John Turnus will show up, and I'm sure he'll do the meet and greet. But they're keeping Tim there as the point person because Trump kind of likes Tim Cook, and Tim Cook's already got the poison chalice. Yeah. So he's going to keep being that person. And then John Turnus era doesn't have to have that kind of taint on it of having dealt with this guy. So it's interesting, sort of strategically.
Yeah, it feels like a smart play.
Yeah,
I'm curious as to whether Tim Cook is it's interesting that he's still happy to hold that chalice for a little bit longer. I'm really looking forward to his autobiography. I tell you what, after the Trump era.
Say that again.
I'm looking forward to reading Tim Cook's autobiography post Trump. That should be pretty interesting.
It will be very interesting. Yeah. I have a little bit of a weird news here. Do you have other things that you want to get off your chest?
No, not really.
Oh, let's play the weird news jingle.
In the news today from the Strange and Weird Fact File.
Well, for decades, only crackpots and crazy people believed in UFOs.
Deputies say the suspect told them he's been performing sex acts on animals since the 1970s.
Tonight I told about my close encounter with the Yeti. Totally true.
A sticky situation at an airport in Tennessee after baggage was sprayed with rust.
Turns out, the government had been taking them seriously all along.
This is Deep Thought Weird News with Michael Zuberef-Sludge.
All right. I don't know if you saw this one, Michael. This is an article in The Guardian, actually sent in to us by Fee. Masturbation among birds is natural and should not be punished, say experts.
That's like The Onion sending up The Guardian headline.
It is. Study finds activity is not harmful or caused by stress of captivity and is in fact more common in wild birds. An investigation into acts of self-pleasure among parrots and other birds has reached a climax, very well done, with the results providing welcome relief for vets and researchers, not to mention the birds themselves. Okay, you're having a little bit too much fun with this. Bird keepers are often advised to discourage and even punish birds for masturbating, but the study found the activity was more common in the wild than in captivity, with researchers concluding it is part of a bird's natural behavior. The report's authors urged vets to reassure worried owners that the antics are not harmful and warned that efforts to intervene, which range from removing perches to hormone treatment and surgery, could be far more damaging. Quote, "Our big finding is that masturbation is not a negative response to captivity," said Dr. Chloe Hayes, an evolutionary ecologist at the University of Lancashire in Preston. "This is widespread in birds, and we found it's a perfectly natural and healthy behaviour that's part of the repertoire of sexual behaviours." So, parrots are wanking, and we don't need to be stopping it, and it's important to, spread the word.
This is kind of like it's kind of religious almost, this problem that these researchers they're taking on the side of the church. Don't masturbate. Birdies.
Yeah.
How do birds masturbate with their wings?
I guess so, or a foot.
I'm gonna look up birds masturbating right now.
What was the church we were talking about earlier? The Church of
Bologna.
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 The Church of Bologna had some strong opinions about bird wanking.
Hey, dude.
I'm going to guess that it's foot on cloaca or something like that.
No need to guess. Coming straight. I got a parrot masturbating coming at you right now, baby. Let's watch it together.
Oh, God.
You got it?
What's more disturbing than you sending me a link that says parakeet masturbating is the speed at which you located it.
Well, I have upgraded my internet.
Okay, that's true, and you're welcome.
Okay, so it looks like it's just kind
just
of rubbing
humping.
itself.
Yeah, it's just
Okay, that's
humping
okay.
against a...
We've all been there.
I mean, it seems to be
Yeah.
enjoying itself.
It does look sexual, I'm not going to lie. We'll put this in the chapter notes.
I'm not going to put this in the chat notes. If people want to find this, they can Google this on their own time.
Dude, this is low-key pretty hot. I'm not going to lie.
I'm closing this tab.
Yeah, I'm bookmarking it. All right, so they just kind of hump. It would have been kind of beautiful if they just like kind of with the wing,
They're not going to use
flap.
toys, Michael.
Little birdie dildo. That'd be something. Note to self.
If you've enjoyed this episode, I'm not quite sure that I have any advice for you. But you can certainly get in touch with us and tell us why yourself. You can reach out by sending an email to deepfort@gmail.com. You can jump onto the Spotify where we have comments that can be read from each episode of the show. You can also find us on Instagram @DeepFort. You can find us on Facebook @DeepFort. And you can just get out there and, try and support sex positivity in the animal kingdom. Michael, do we have any comments this week?
2 great comments. Some of the best comments we've ever had. We have 2 comments from 2 very familiar commenters. First one is from Mauve Maggie, I think. She still hasn't confirmed.
You haven't had
whether-
confirmation.
No. But I'm pretty sure it's Maggie. And she said, the podcast is better when Michael drinks.
Okay.
Which is hilarious.
We're trying
because
to
clearly Maggie
discourage-
thinks that I don't drink on every podcast. So thanks, Maggie, for that. Yeah, I'll keep drinking if you want. And the other one is from Benjamin Kuwait,
Hell yeah.
friend of the show. Talk less, smile more. Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for. Bit of a poetry comment.
Is that a reference to something that we said in the last episode?
I hope so, because otherwise Ben is losing it. It's from Hamilton. I just googled it.
It's from
Talk less-
Hamilton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's weird. Ben, can you comment on this episode and just clarify
What
what, you
last
meant
week's
on the last?
episode?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
why are you just quoting lyrics from musicals?
Okay, funnily enough, okay, I have a real-time update here. I opened up our mailbox, deepfort@gmail.com, and found 40 emails, which is a lot of spam, actually, that I'm going to have to sort through. But right in the middle of it is a message from our friend Ben Quaid. Subject, no comment. Here's the body of the email. So Spotify only lets you comment on an episode once. Myth? ? And I used mine up on a Hamilton reference like a dingus. What I was going to say was, if a pizza place isn't offering a margarita pizza on which to be judged against their peers, then they're not a serious establishment and have no business dabbling in pizza craft.
100% agree.
100% agree.
100% agree. Ben,
Yep.
thanks for
If
clarifying.
don't be a coward and hide your margarita offering. You've got to, get out into the spotlight and show us what you're made of.
No, the margarita, if you're a pizza place, the margarita is the litmus test for every other pizza. So 100%. Well done, Ben. Thanks for clarifying.
Thank you for the clarity. Very, very timely clarification.
And yeah, we'll bring that up with our reps at Spotify about the comment issue.
We'll bring it up with our agent.
Nick.
Yeah.
This is not really a topic of conversation, but I bought a Rubik's Cube this week. And,
I saw you playing with it, and I was a little bit surprised.
Yeah, I just got to kind of, I just was like, I want to do, and so I'm slowly trying to learn. I'm taking tutorials on YouTube on how to
Oh, you're actively
solve.
studying it.
Because there's a science to it. So I'm taking it day by day. I've got, this is how seriously I'm taking it. I've got like a little notepad
Oh,
here
you have
with
diagrams.
Yeah, I've been like trying to take it seriously, like trying to learn moves and stuff. So, when was the last time you picked up a Rubik's Cube?
Like, I couldn't give you a date. Years, decades.
It's fun.
Maybe
it's
like
fun.
idly when I was going to an escape room and they had like a table full of little trinkets while you're waiting to go into the room.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of what it's good for. It's like it's kind of a fidget spinner thing. I did
Literally the original.
I did kind of think that it could be something I could try and practice at while I'm watching the news or something. But it's kind of the brain hemisphere thing is not syncing up with that, so I do have to focus on it. So I can't really just kind of you could noodle with it, but you can't do anything intentional. I can't anyway. While you're doing something else. But
are you able to like make progress though? Or are you saying
Yeah, no, I have made progress. So one of the first things that they teach you is you have to, well, I've kind of ruined it now, but you have to make a daisy. That's the first thing. So there's, in the middle square, there's the white sticker there, and on the opposite side is the yellow sticker in the middle. And I haven't done it here, but the first thing they try and get you to do is make a daisy so it's yellow in the middle, and then you get white here, like a cross.
Oh yeah, around it. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm on to like stage 2, but yeah, it's fun. It's also a real test for myself because trying to follow verbal instructions, even though it's on YouTube, it's not really a strong area for me.
I was going to say, it doesn't. I'm just slightly surprised, to be honest. It doesn't seem like the kind of hobby that I would associate with you.
Yeah.
Like puzzle solving. Like I don't see you as doing crosswords or like you don't play that many games in my understanding. Where did Rubik's come from?
I'm not really sure. I think there might be a nostalgia element to it. It's analog.
It is definitely, yeah.
And I don't know.
Is
it's
it
kind of
like I
to
don't
me it's
want to
like
be
chess.
looking at my
it's like
phone when I'm on the couch? Like is there a little bit of like a anti-technology idea behind it, or is that sort of incidental?
Yeah, it's a bit vague, honestly, even to me. But I think it's probably partly that. I kind of view it in the same way. I have a real respect. I think there's a romantic element to it, weirdly, like in the same way that I think chess is romantic. And I don't know. I also just kind of wanted to try and learn something. I felt like I haven't learnt anything. When I was in school, I was practicing, a sport thing or music or whatever, and I just feel like I haven't learnt it. I was like, I'm just going to try and learn something small and just have like a little accomplishment. And also, it'd be a sweet party trick to impress people once you kind of master it and just solve it in like 2 minutes, and everyone thinks you're a genius.
I mean, it's definitely impressive. Like, but I've seen geniuses do it in like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
the
I know.
Speed cube stuff is crazy. I don't know how.
I saw that doc.
How do you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought there would be like a trick to it that you could, once you get the moves, that you'd be able to do it like that. But it's complicated. It's
like that's a combination of like, so you're allowed to look at it, right? So you can pick up the cube, you can see it from all 6 faces, and in that time you are memorizing it, you are analyzing the necessary moves to manipulate, then you put it back down, start the timer, pick it up again, do it all in like 5 seconds, put it back down again, completely solved. Like it is both a mental skill, like an extraordinary logical and analytical brain skill, and secondarily an incredibly physical and like athletic ability to be able to like manipulate.
My God. I mean, part of these tutorials that I'm taking, the grip is a very big part. You have to like really get your grip, which is something you don't think about. I mean, the science of it is really fascinating. I mean, when you're talking about like these speed cuber kids, they're looking at it they're looking at their cube and they already have an idea of what they're going to do because, I mean, this might seem obvious to other people, but I find it interesting.
Well, there'd be like strategies, yeah.
Because, if you look at this cube, I mean, we kind of, there's an optical illusion here where because it is a cube that kind of moves in and out, all these pieces, you kind of think of all these cubes, individual cubes, as 4 sides, but they're not, because a lot of these stickers, a lot of these cubes only have 2 stickers, and the corner ones here have 3. So they're actually that.
Say that again. 2 stickers because they're in the middle of a side.
So the side, this side one here.
Yeah, those ones only have 2.
They have 2, and the corners have 3. So when you start to
Yeah.
think about little things like that, you're like, okay, this is actually it's actually not a cube with individual things.
There are fewer pieces in there that you're manipulating because you could think of it as like a corner of 3 colors, not just, whatever it is, 81 stickers.
Yes, and there's limitations to where the stickers can actually go. You think that
54?
they can go 54?
How many 6 sides of 9 stickers each?
I can't do that math. But I mean, the middle ones can only go in the middle. Anyway, things like that. So it's interesting. Hopefully by the next episode I'll be able to feature it on the podcast.
Yeah, and that's the perfect kind of skill to show off in an audio medium as well. So I'll narrate every move that he does.
Good ASMR value.
He's twisted the top one, and he's twisted the middle one, and then he's twisted the top one.
This is nothing, but I just remembered it. I went to fill up my car with petrol just before, and when I went to pay, the lady said, "Any chocolate for you today?"
Wow.
As an she's trying to upsell me, obviously, on the Snickers or whatever.
You want
but
fries
she said,
with that?
"Any
Yeah.
chocolate for you today?" I thought it was a bit intense.
Yeah, it's presumptive.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm surprised that you saw a person. I can't remember the last time I filled up and interacted with a human.
really,
They're all they're all apps here.
really.
Yeah, that like most petrol stations don't even have people there anymore.
Is that right? We've gone. I mean, they. Huh.
Yeah, like I pay from my car and then I get out and I just squeeze the petrol in.
Squeeze the petrol in. Yeah, no, I've never even seen that here.
Yeah, just from the future, I guess.
All right, Nick, I got 4 Rex burning a hole in my pocket.
4 Rex.
Real quick, I'll fire him off.
Good. Okay, play the jingle.
Welcome to Deep Thought's recommendation engine.
All right. First one is How Are You by Alan Partridge. It's a new Alan Partridge show.
Oh yeah.
I never really got into Alan Partridge at the time. I'm a big Steve Coogan fan, the Trip movies. But this was really funny. I watched the whole thing over the course of a few months.
I need to check it out. I haven't seen it yet.
He's very funny. How are you? That's how he does.
That's not bad.
How are you? Yeah, it's good. He's very funny. A movie that's the talk of the town, Obsession.
Oh yeah, it is the talk of the town.
Great movie, indie kind of small budget movie. It's made something like $170 million globally already.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Killing it.
That's the YouTubers, right?
The YouTubers. Yes. Yeah, the comedian, the sketch guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Went and saw it last week, and it's a horror movie. I don't get scared. I don't get scared. Only very particular things scare me in horror movies. But I was scared. I was scared in this movie. And it was really great. You should see it. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I respect it as like it's cool to see a studio system like give creators a chance like that, and B, I'm pretty sure he's like 21 or something. Is that where I'm like?
Are you thinking of back? You're thinking of Backrooms?
I'm thinking of Backrooms,
which is the other one. I haven't seen that yet. Very keen to see that.
Yeah.
By the way,
crazy they're happening at the same time as well.
I know, it's very encouraging. I haven't seen Backrooms yet. I think I'm seeing it this week. There's a track from the new Boards of Canada album in Backrooms.
Oh, that's crazy. How'd they pull that out?
Oh, by the way, how funny is it that the White House posted a Boards of Canada style video
Yeah.
on the same day that the album came out? It was insane.
Crazy.
They used one of their songs and they used a lot of their aesthetics. The White House.
Yeah. And then didn't they get like, wasn't there a message from Boards of Canada being like, fuck off?
What the label and Boards of Canada were like, we do not condone this. But, I mean, we are in a simulation. It's no doubt.
I got a little rec for you, actually, that I can throw into the mix here if you like.
I knew you would.
I feel like you talked about this many months ago. I might be wrong, but I saw the movie Prime Minister, which is a doco about Jacinda Ardern. Did you see that ages ago?
I have it saved. No, I haven't watched it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay, maybe we just talked about it. But it's on Netflix. It is basically charting the rise and, I won't say fall, but, end of the career of Jacinda Ardern in New Zealand politics from the time just before she sort of fell into the leadership of the Labour Party and then through the various crises that she faced in the 5 years that she was in power. And, politically, I've always admired her and thought she was a really compassionate and deserving leader and someone who guided New Zealand through several shitstorms with real admirable empathy and leadership. And getting to see behind the doors when that was happening and see actually the human behind there and see that she's someone who's like dealing with anxiety the whole time and like
really
freaking out and feeling really traumatized and exhausted. And this is a documentary that was half filmed by her husband just because he thought it would be worth recording this shit. So it's like stuff in their home. And
cool. So it's raw.
It's real raw.
Oh, sick.
I wouldn't say that it is. I think it's still fairly flattering. I don't think there is too much, like, really unpleasant
she's not really,
on display.
She doesn't have too
but she's
many
not the kind of person
skeletons,
where you'd
does she?
expect it.
No.
But you definitely see like a human side to a leader that you would probably never really see otherwise.
Yeah.
So I'd be very curious to know what you think of it. I think
I might watch
it's a
that
great
tonight.
doco.
That sounds really good. I didn't know that about the husband recording. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Boards of Canada Inferno. I've already wrecked that. Now this last wreck, I wrote it down a few days ago and things might have changed, but anyway. It's a product called Sunvito sleep headphones. Now, I like to fall asleep listening to something. Obviously, I sleep next to my wife. I don't want to disturb her.
Have that noise out. Yeah.
She also does this, like she also listens to podcasts to fall asleep with her headphones. But I can't sleep with my AirPods on the sides.
Yeah, it's not comfortable at night. Yeah.
I Googled where the sleep headphones, I tried the sleep mask thing with I don't like that. And I Googled one day sleep headphones just to see if they existed. And they did on Amazon.
Yeah, bid market.
And to my surprise, they were $25. 5,000 reviews, 4.7. And I was like, oh, mama, let's go. I purchased them. I forgot to bring them in. It doesn't matter. But they are tiny little buds. They look like big ticks that you put in your ear. Like it does kind of feel like it could
like an ear
go further into, like if you slept for long enough,
if you push
and
too
just
far,
put enough pressure. But I mean, they're a cheap headphone. But if you're just listening to a podcast just to fall asleep, it's okay. But they, I was
Bluetooth
really,
or is there a wire?
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
The battery doesn't last all night. I will say that, so I have to use one at a time.
I'm not
so
surprised.
I can, if I'm not like,
would you sub it out? You'd go halfway through and
if
put
I'm
another
not,
one in.
if I don't fall asleep instantly, then I might be in for the long haul.
Yeah.
The only reason I was saying I might take it back, well, they just, I'm not sure if I find them uncomfortable a little bit because I have woken up the last few days with a sore ear.
And they're actually bleeding, as I see now, like just out of
a little bit of blood.
The ear canal's a little bit of blood.
No, but they say that in
Little bit of
the
blood.
they do say in the first week you will bleed a little
You
bit,
get a little bit of blood.
but you got to push through.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah.
got to push them in.
There is a
Rather than
sale
stop it.
on. There is literally a sale on Amazon. Sun V2 sleep headphones.
What? Are you getting a
in-
fucking affiliate commission for this?
Hold on. You type in Deep Fort at the checkout. Nothing will happen. It will say that coupon
Nothing
does not exist.
will happen.
But you'll still get $25 headphones. So
You're welcome.
thank you, Jeffrey.